We do ask that you keep your sound on mute during the session unless Malika is looking for some interactions, which she can let us know that. But I'd like to introduce you to Malika Barrow. She is currently pursuing her master's in healthcare administration at St. Joseph's University. She's a food entrepreneur, a yoga instructor, and a youth advocate. She uses her small business called Kone Spice Shop to showcase her passion and love for spices, cultures, and eating healthy. It started when she was 19 years old in her college dorm kitchen. She always tries to incorporate her Ivorian heritage into cooking by using her mother's special spice blends, which were used in meals that she loves sharing with college friends. The idea of making multi-purpose, delicious, healthy, and affordable spices, which also comforted Malika when she was homesick. With college friends and professors' encouragement, she went on to participate in the 2020 College of Business New Venture competition on top of graduating with a BS in supply chain and logistics from Rowan University. She also worked for Campus Recreation. And Kone Spices received honorable mention at the final round, but also went to be a part of a cohort in 2020 Rowan University Accelerated Summer Program, which helped fund and develop Kone from a college dorm startup to an international spice brand. And we are so very excited that Malika is here with us today. So with all of that, I am going to pass the virtual floor to you, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'll put myself on mute.
Thank you so much, Katie. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining our session today. I am honored to be here and share my passion about spices and Kone. So pretty much like Katie mentioned, I started Kone in my kitchen, my dorm kitchen pretty much. I love cooking. It was always my passion. And I was homesick. So I first started by making my mom's spice blend. It was a mix of ginger, onions, peppers, and a bunch of herbs. And I kind of like made it my own. And I used to cook it with like everything I made in my dorm kitchen. So my college friends just loved it, and they're the ones who encouraged me to start a business. And I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if this is for me, to be honest. And they were like, yeah, you should. So this is how Kone came about. Since then, we've grown to be an international spice blend. I really try to make my spices culturally inclusive, affordable, and healthy. So I don't use any sodium or anything like that or anything processed. It's all natural ingredients. So this is my favorite. It's called Cabin Fever. It's pretty much like a multi-purpose spice blend that you would use on like pretty much anything. I call it my salad seasoning because people don't like eating salads because it doesn't have any taste. So I'm like, why not just create a salad spice, you know? And it's been pretty dope so far. So I prepped most of what I'll be making today because I wanted to create like, this is Ramadan, first of all. So I was like, all right, let me make this so I can eat later. But also I wanted to create something that was easy for college students. So, you know, when you're like broke like me, but you still want to eat healthy, there's like different ways you could. So first I wanted to start with making my vinaigrette that I use on like everything. So well, I'll be using Cabin Fever, which is my dry blend. I usually mix it with like some olive oil, apple cider vinegar. You can use any type. I like to use this one because it's affordable. And if you want to add some salt, you could. If you're not really into salt, you don't have to. And some olive oil. I already prepped my chicken, so I seasoned it overnight with this blend with some apple cider vinegar and oil again. And I kind of like grilled it a little so I can have this nice little brown crust on top of it. And then what I usually do is I just pour this mixture on top to give it like extra flavor because I'm an extra person and I like extra flavors. So, you know, it's just simple like that. And then, you know, you can use that same marinade and like marinate overnight or however you want it. It really doesn't matter as long as you're doing something that you like to do and you know you're gonna like what you eat. So I'm gonna throw that in the oven for like 10-15 minutes. So while we're waiting for that, I also have another spice blend called Falling in Spices. It's a mix of ginger, cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. I usually use that in my smoothies or my breakfast. So I have some oatmeal right here that I mix with some chia seeds. Did that like last night, but still works today. You know, I cut up some bananas and then I forgot I left them out, and then now they're like brown. But I have some bananas, some dates, and some dried fruits. So I usually like to add that to my oatmeal with the dates, and then I'll throw some of the cinnamon spice on top. And you can eat that with like almost for breakfast. During Ramadan, we wake up at like 5 a.m. to eat and pray. So usually like that's one of my favorite breakfasts to eat because it keeps me like full for the rest of the day. So this is your first Kone dish, we should say. Pretty simple, oatmeal, whatever fruit you like, sprinkle some on top of it, and then you have some spicy oatmeal. Now, our second dish, took my big salad bowl out because we're gonna make a big salad. We're gonna start first with our base. So I made some quinoa yesterday. You can go to like Kmart or ShopRite and find some that you can easily make in the microwave, which is what I did. I just made like 2 boxes together and I just keep them in the fridge and eat them whenever I want. So I'll just add that at the bottom of the bowl. You can add as much as you want or little as you want. I actually learned this from another Rec Center coworker. Her name was Katie Hahn, and she was a whole vegan. So I learned a lot from her, and I tested most of my spices on her. I was like, if she can have it, anybody else can have it, because she couldn't have like anything. So shout out, Katie. I did prep my veggies. So, you know, we're trying to eat healthy. So I always said, eat like live food besides the chicken, obviously. But other than that, eat like live food. So I have some cucumbers, some eggs, some tomatoes, some red onions, some garlic, some clementines, bell peppers, and carrots. Those are like my favorite veggies, but you don't have to do all that. You can just do like cucumbers and carrots, however you like it, however you feel, you know, just go with what you like always. And I have some lettuce right here. So I will usually just sprinkle that on top of the quinoa, like that. And I'm a messy eater. I don't really care about presentation like that. So I just throw it on there. Just add it on there. Because you're gonna mix it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah. And half a lemon juice. Press that on there. Oh, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I hope I'm not going too fast, or, you know, I hope I'm not confusing anybody. I would love to answer your questions. And remember the first vinaigrette that I made with cabin fever? I like to go in and add this one too, because it adds like a little extra flavor in there. It's very garlicky and gingery. So having that in your salad won't hurt. If anything, it's gonna add an extra flavor, and then the lettuce and everything else is just gonna soak it in. So I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil. And you just sprinkle that on top. And then you just mix. Later on, if you feel like you want more vinaigrettes or anything like that, you can always add that. This is so colorful. I'm so proud of myself. This is really nice. I ain't gonna lie. So let me bring it over here so you can see. It's a little messy, but it's really healthy. That's all that matters, really. And last but not least, which is what I used to make this for dinner in my college dorm all the time when I was starting and testing out my spices. So I would usually have like a nice bowl Put some rice in the bowl. Again, learned that again from Katie Hahn. So, so I usually have some rice in here, and then I'll have some steamed vegetables, some plantains because I'm African, can't not have dinner without fried plantains, and some corn. So you can just add that separately if you'd like, and then you can always have fun with this. So whatever vegetables, anything you want to add or like protein, you just got to just go with what you like pretty much. Gonna add that in there. And the plantains. I'm waiting for the chicken to be ready, but usually it will be the rice, the veggies, the plantains, the corn, and then the chicken will be right there. And again, I'll make the same vinaigrette that I made for the salad, which is Jungle. That's what I named it, Jungle. We're not selling Jungle yet because glass is very expensive and it's a whole process. So right now we're only working with our dry spices, but currently working on selling our wet blends. And again, this is cabin fever that I just used one of my spices. It says fennel seeds, but it's cabin fever. And then add that in there as well, as much as you want, or as little as you want. Again, olive oil. And I use the same vinaigrette to season my tofu. I'll do the same thing with the apple cider vinegar and the oil, and then soak the tofu in for like 10-15 minutes so it soaks in all the flavors, and then fry it in some avocado oil, and then tastes like chicken. I promise it tastes like chicken. I don't know how, I don't know what the magic behind it is, but it tastes like chicken. So if you feel like you want to try other alternatives besides having chicken or meat, then try that out as well. I really wanted my product to like be accessible to everybody, not just people who eat meat or, so that's pretty much the idea behind it. And then you would just pour this on top of your veggies, corn, not on the plantains, but you could if you like, but I just like to put on the veggies and the corn. And then this is the end result. I have everything right there with the chicken, the mixed vegetables. The mixed vegetables, I got them from Aldi's are like $1.95. So everything is like affordable. I'm looking out for my college friends because I know the struggle. I know how it is. I know when you love to eat like me and you really want to feed yourself good food and you go to like ShopRite and you're like, whoa, definitely not in my budget. So everything is pretty much budget friendly. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys today. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I also want to do a giveaway, but I really didn't know how to go about it. So I'm just going to go the simple way. If anybody can just pick a number between 1 and 35 and write it in the comment section or the chat section, and I'll just pick someone because it's Ramadan. I was thinking about like a million other things. But yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Get a chance to win a free pack of Cabin Fever.
Malika, did you see the chat? There's a couple numbers popped up.
Yep, looking almost there. Morgan almost had it.
Would we keep guessing till we get it, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, we got to keep guessing. Oh, we got more. We got a 31, a 26.
Ooh, not 26.
No? Okay. 32?
No.
All right, we can do this. 23.
Got it. Nope.
No.
Almost there though.
Okay, we got more. We got a 24 and a 29.
Close.
Close. 28.
28.
28. It was Maggie.
Maggie got 28. Woo! Maggie,
Yep, right.
you're winning my favorite blend of all time called Cabin Fever. Use it on anything, everything. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Please give me some feedback. Always welcome. If you have an Instagram account, please reach out to me at shop_Konay, which is KONAY, or you can always send me an email, info.konay@gmail.com. Let me type it in here. Can you? This is my boyfriend.
Hello.
His name's Dawood. Let's say hi.
Hello. So I have a question for you, Malika.
Uh-huh.
How did you name your blends?
So, funny story. My college friends helped me. All my rec friends, because I was like, I don't know what to like. Konay is my mother's last name, and so that's how I went with the last name, with the name. But with the names, I was just like, kind of want a Cabin Fever was pretty much something that I was thinking about. I want to use this on salmon. Right now, but where do you eat salmon? And I was like, oh, when you go in a cabin, right? And then you're like in the mountains, and then having a little fire, go fishing, have some salmon, sprinkle down there. Cabin.
Good.
That's just what it's gonna be. Jungle is just pretty much. This is my mom's blend that I just kind of just freestyle with.
Yeah.
And then I was like, when I first came to the U.S., people thought Africa was a jungle. So it was like low-key being sarcastic, but
Right.
that was pretty much the idea behind Jungle, yeah.
And would you mind putting in? Oh, is that at Shop Konay? That's your Instagram.
Yep.
Okay.
I was right under there. And Falling in Spices was pretty much the first time I made it. I smelled it and I was like, whoa! I just fell in love with smelling spices. So pretty much.
I love that. Well, everything looks delicious and probably smells just as delicious. I wish we had the ability to do all of that virtually. We're not there yet though, right?
Soon we will be, I hope.
Soon, yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Malika? And do you post recipes and things like that on your Instagram account?
Yep, I'm always sharing ways that I'm using my spices. So even when you go on my personal Instagram account, which is _butter with like 8 R's, I'm always sharing like recipes and ideas, pretty much always like in a healthy food realm, because I think health is wealth. I've always, being part of the team at the rec, that's something that I really learned and enjoyed. So
yeah,
when I graduated, I wanted to keep that with me. So yeah, and then Konay came about. So I'm trying to share my passion for healthy food,
yes,
delicious food, because usually like the stereotypes behind healthy food is, oh, it doesn't taste good. I'm like, wait, you don't know about that.
right.
You don't know about that. Let me show you something. So,
right.
Yeah.
Would you have any, like, if you had like your top one piece of advice to, just when it comes to prepping food or eating, especially on a throughout your college experience, is there anything that comes to mind to give people any kind of?
I would say keep it simple. Like always try to go with like 2-3 things. Don't try to like do everything. Like this one, I was just trying to be fancy. Okay. Because usually it would just be quinoa, some lettuce, and like cucumbers and tomatoes. That's it. Always try to keep it simple, because you don't need to be eating like a bunch of vegetables to feel good. Like 1, 2, 3 is always, it's like always keeping it simple. Even with the spices, I always try to keep them simple and natural. So you're not eating too much all at once and you get confused with the flavors. So yeah, nice. Keeping it simple and like find ways to like find affordable. Like Aldi's was my spot. Because everything's affordable at Aldi's. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, those are good. Keep it simple, and Aldi's, find a spot that works for you. Yeah, that's great. Does anybody have any other questions?
Any questions?
Well, I would just want to say thank you. It looks delicious and it's probably about almost dinner time. I hope you have all enjoyed this session with Malika. I know I did. Check out Malika's Instagram, email Malika for questions. And also for the Health and Wellness Expo, we have more sessions related to food, nutrition. We have a couple other sessions, so check them out. Does it smell good?
It smells so good, but we can't
Yeah.
eat yet. So now we
have to wait.
ourselves at this
We
point.
we eat through sniffing things.
Get out, please, Lord. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So let me just let me close out the session. Just want to say thank you once again to everybody for joining. I am going to put in a couple links so you all can come back. Most of you obviously you've signed up for this session. So, but if you'd like to participate in any of the other sessions, come back and check them out. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about well-being and all of the available resources, programs, and services that are available to you, I'll check out ProfLink, check out the Row and Thrive website, and we are open for questions and hope to see you all in another session. Thank you so very much. And thank you so much to our presenter, Malika, and it was so wonderful to see you. And I wish I could enjoy some of that deliciousness with you.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's like I mentioned, it's an honor. I used to go to the Health and Wellness Expo all the time, and now I'm like presenting. It's like a dream come true. So thank you so much.
You will have to come back when we get to be in person again. I hope we can convince you to visit us again.
Yes, I would love to. And if you guys have any questions about, how to start a business, or if you're interested in participating in the new venture competition at the business school, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to share some resources, advice, anything. I would love to share everything. So yeah, feel free
Thanks
to
so much. All right, I'm going to stop recording.